In this video I'm going to show you a couple of little tricks that you can use in a basic or an advanced search to increase the amount of relevant results that you are getting in your search. The example I'm going to use to start is artists' books. If I do a search for artists' books and click on search, you can see I've got 45,000 results. Obviously I kept it really broad, I didn't put any filters on, but if we look at the results, you can see that by looking at the highlighted text, this is showing us where the database is finding the words that we've put into our search. And in many cases, we're not finding artists' books or articles about artists' books. It's finding the word book in one place and the word artist in another place. So while there are some articles here that look like they could be about artists' books, you can see very clearly, for example, here it's found something about artists' music and then it's found books in a completely different place. This isn't about artist books at all. So we need to tell this database that we specifically want artists' books as a phrase, and to do that we use phrase searching. At the moment the database is looking for the word artists and the word books. To be more specific, we can add phrase marks or speech marks around our phrase. This will tell the database that what we're actually looking for are these two words next to each other in the sentence. If we try this search, we should see the amount of results go down, but we should see that they're more relevant. And we can see here we now got 4,800 results, but all of these results are definitely referring to artists' books. However, using the phrase marks has also done something else to our search that isn't so visible. And that is, when we don't use the phrase marks, the database will look for variants of the words that we're putting in. So when I put artists' books in, it's looking for both artist and artists, singular and plural. It's looking for book and books, singular and plural. It will also look for variants on a word. So if we were to put in a word such as feminist, it would look for feminism as well. Even though the words are spelt differently, it knows that they're variants on the same word and it knows that that's what you're looking for. So it's using its dictionary to kind of find what it thinks you're looking for. But as soon as we use the phrase marks here to do a phrase search, the database knows that we're looking for something more specific. And as a result, it will not automatically look for these variants. And a very simple way I can show you that is, for artists' books plural, we've got 4,800 results. If I change that to just artist's book and do a search, you can see that we're actually only getting 578 results. So you can see the difference that occurs when you change just one thing. So how do we begin to account for these difficulties we're going to face when we're doing a phrase search? We do that using wildcards, and wildcards are basically instructions to the database. One of the most useful wildcards is the asterix, and I'm going to use the word mythology to show you this one. If I do a simple search for mythology, it will bring me up mythology, mythologies, mythological, all the variants. But if I put the phrase marks around it, maybe I'm looking up Greek mythology, for example, and I want to have it as a phrase. If I search for mythology within some phrase marks, we get 5,131 results. If I type in mythology but use the asterisk instead of the Y, I'm instructing the database to look for any word that begins mytholog with any ending. So this search should look for us for mythology, mythologies, and mythological as well, because all of these words with different endings begin with mytholog. And if I do that search, we should see more results. And you can see there that's put a few thousand onto our results, 7,600 now. But you do have to be a little bit careful of where you use it. So I could take this all the way back to myth and use that asterix for myth, myths, mythology, etc. You can see that's brought up a ton more results. It's also bringing up myth making, which might not be so useful. It would also bring up mithril. So you've just got to be a little bit careful when you're using that. If I do it for just myth, the probability that it's going to bring up something useful is really high. But if you were using it on another word, you might take it back a bit too far and end up with a load of words that have no relevance to your search. The other one I want to show you is the question mark. And you would use this for words that have alternate spellings, for example, like colour, behaviour, organisation. That could be colour with the U or without the U, behaviour with the U or without the U, organisation with an S or a Z. If you want to make sure that you are getting all variants of one of these words in a phrase search, you can replace letter with a question mark. And that question mark stands for any other letter or no letter in its place. So if we put it instead of the U, it will find words where it's colour without the U, and it will find the word colour with the U as well. So to compare, let's do a quick search for colour by itself. Should get a ton of results. If we take that out and put a question mark instead, we should just get a few more. There we go. So that is bringing us up colour without the U as well as colour with the U.